This is your sign to get the dwarf cichlid, Kribensis. Hey guys, welcome back to thedirtytank.com. My name is Andrew, and today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the dwarf cichlid Kribensis. Now, these specifically are Pulvichromis pulcher. This is the most common Kribensis there are. It also goes by the purple crib or rainbow Kribensis, and I think you can see why. If you look at these guys, they're purple, they're yellow, they have some red, some black. They're just a really beautiful fish. And as you can tell, they're some of the best parents I've ever seen. Now, what you're seeing here is a male and female pair of Kribensis protecting their babies, and they're actually giving their babies a little field trip all across the aquarium here. And as you can see, the reason why they're giving them a tour is so that they can eat. And if you look here, they're eating all the biofilm and algae off this piece of wood, and that's generally what they eat for the first few weeks of their life. Once they get a little bit older, they can start eating flake food and frozen food and live food that are a little bit bigger. But for now, just the biofilm and algae is going to be enough. Now, as far as male-female and how you tell if you have a male or female, if you look at the adult fish here hiding behind the PVC pipe, that is a male. And if you look here, this is a female. Now, it's not the best footage right now, but she's going to come in the clear here in a second. But the females are generally a little bit smaller. They don't get quite as long. They may get about 3 inches. And they're going to be a little bit plumper as well. And their belly gets really, really intense purple. Here's a few younger ones that I have. You can see in the center here, this is a female. And then right next to her to the right is a male. And you can see the differences, right? The belly of the female is really purple. And then the male, they get more of a red color. And it's closer to their throat. And so those are the biggest difference between male and female. Now, whenever the female's belly turns like bright purple like it is, and it starts getting more plump, well, that means it's time to breed. She's ready to lay eggs and have a family. Now, Kribensis are cave spawners. So I have tons of these coconut caves that I made myself from the grocery store. And what they'll do is they will lay eggs on top of the cave, and they will tend to their eggs until they hatch, and then once they're able to free swim, they'll take them out of the cave so that they can go in and eat and scavenge off of everything that's in the tank. As far as size, the Kribensis aren't a very large cichlid. The males can get between 3.5 and 4 inches, and the females stay between 3 inches and 3.5 inches. So they don't get very big. The male in this video is a younger male, and he still has a little bit more growth to do. The female in this video here, she is full grown, and so this will be the full grown size for a female Kribensis. Now, the recommended temperature for these fish are anywhere from 72 to the mid 80s. I like to keep them on the high end of the 70s is normally where I keep my Kribensis, and they seem to enjoy it a ton. As far as location, where these fish originate in the wild, they're actually located in Nigeria and Cameroon and various areas around there as well. Now, in the wild, there's actually tons and tons of vegetation. So this is a fish that will love a ton of plants, whether it's guppy grass or tons of Amazon swords or jungle val, whatever it is, as long as there's tons of them. Now, what you're seeing here is actually pretty interesting. These Kribensis can communicate with their babies. I don't know how they do it, but they do it through a series of shaking and like erratic type movement. And whenever they behave this way, the babies will get really low to the ground. and they will follow closely to whatever parent. Now, once they indicate that it's safe, they come off of the ground. Now, I'm not sure how they communicate, whether it's through vibrations or if they have some kind of sonic pulse. I don't know. But all I know is that occasionally when they sense danger, they make weird little body movements and the babies will go to the ground. And they'll just kind of hover there and wait until it seems safe. And then they continue eating like they are. Which is really interesting. And so if you were thinking about getting a fish that just ton of personality and there's so many different phases to its life, I would say Kribensis is probably the fish for you. If you get about a 20-gallon fish tank or a 30 or even a 40, I have them in a 40-gallon right now, and you throw a couple dither fish in there, you will see some great personality with your Kribensis pair. The mating ritual is really interesting. The male and female will both flare up and shake a little bit at each other. And the female will try to get the male into her cave. Normally, it's the female trying to get the male into their cave. And what's in the cave, that's when they kind of do their things, lay their eggs, and, well, in a few weeks, you'll have little babies swimming all over the place. Now, as far as what you want to do to, I guess, condition them to be happy enough to breed for you, is you do want to have slightly acidic water, as where they're from, the pH range from 5 to 6.5. So it doesn't have to be really, really acidic, but just slightly lower than neutral would work. And generally, depending on where you live, just normal tap water would achieve this without any buffering. But if you have really hard water, then you may need to mix in your tap water with some rainwater or RO water, and that will help lower the pH a little bit for you. Now, as far as feeding them to get them into conditioned and want to spawn and have a little family like this, you do want to feed a lot of protein food. So normally I feed baby brine, I feed frozen bloodworms, I feed live black worms, just a ton of different things that you can feed them that they love. And you'll start seeing them get more and more fat, which is a good sign. And then soon they're going to have a ton of babies like this. And if you look at them here, they're just grazing over all the biofilm and algae and microfauna that is just in the tank. And so really to feed the babies, if you leave them with the parents, you don't have to do anything too special. I feed what I normally feed to the adults, and what the parents will do is they will grab that food, kind of swish it around in their mouth, and then spit it back out all along the babies. And then the babies will eat those tiny little chunks that the parents made for them. So these parents are just really great, and it just makes it really, really easy to raise these babies, and it makes it really enjoyable. I don't have to transfer them out of the tank or do special feeding programs. The other thing I noticed is that some of the fish, and you can see a couple of them, were near that sponge filter, and so I had to turn that, or not the sponge filter, the internal filter that has a pump in it. I had to turn that off so they wouldn't get sucked up. I did put a large piece of jumbo shrimp in here just so I can see if I can get them to get really close to the camera. But they didn't want to come too close to me, so I couldn't get it on film where they were just grazing on this jumbo shrimp that I put towards the bottom. But just seeing this cloud of baby Kribensis is really what it's all about. I probably spent a few hours just watching the parent Kribensis lead all the baby Kribensis all over the tank. Now, if you're thinking about getting some Kribensis, here's what I would recommend. I would recommend that you get a male and female pair. That's when you'll see the most intense coloration with the purples and the reds and the yellows, because if they're not in breeding colors, you'll see it occasionally. They're still a beautiful fish, but the intensity of the colors really come out whenever they're doing courtship type behavior. Now, the other thing that's important to note is that these fish generally are very shy, and the way to get them out and about is to have dither fish. And dither fish are just fish like guppies or platies or mollies that these fish can look at and say, hey, I don't need to hide. They're not hiding, so I can come out. But overall, these are some really, really cool fish. And if you follow a few key principles with their temperature, their diet, the setup of the aquarium, and having some dither fish, I think you're going to really enjoy your Kribensis. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope I inspired you to get some of these Kribensis because they're a really cool fish. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.